Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
We are here to present our experience organizing a local conference.
Yeah.
And let's
just introduce ourselves.
Yeah, I'm Celestino. I'm the left one, and he's Federico, the right one. So
yeah, exactly.
We are both developers since a little bit of time, and
we had some fun with the DevOps for Kit initiative, and that's why then it came out, the other initiative. Huh? It all started with few dreams. We really wanted to create an alternative to vendor-specific events. It was a little bit too limited always to listen to one single opinion. And then we want to give more power to the developers. And since I'm also a father of 3 kids, we want to prepare them to the future, and the future for sure involves IT and technologies. That's why we wanted to build up a developer conference close to our home and not always to have to travel to Belgium.
So let's go back. It all started at DevOps UK last year. We were here playing with Java 8 at Hacker Garden with Raul. This is our photo. And then suddenly Federico said, hey, what about organizing something like that here at home? And then we tried to figure out a way to convince Stefan, and then we tried a little bit of, let's say, a little bit of, motivation, phrase to say with Stefan. But the key point is that DevOps UK was an inspiration point for us, an inspiring experience for us.
Absolutely. I mean, really, in the Hacker Garden especially was really having a lot of fun. That's where all started. And then the first thing we had to do was to search for sponsors, because when you want to organize such a conference, you really need to have somebody that trusts in you. I mean, that's the start. Otherwise, it will be a lot of work with not enough budget to do something that is affordable by developers, because the main concept behind DevOps and Vox movements is that it doesn't have to cost too much for developers, so that you are able to pay, like we were doing last year and also this year, to pay the ticket by yourself and have some fun in these type of conferences. And the nice point is that if you find local sponsors for your conference, that means that it's much easier to make it a regular event and repeat it year after year. Obviously, it would be nice to have Google sponsoring all the events, but it's very important that you build up your community and you find your local sponsors.
So, since we are not professional conference organizers, we are developers. Stop me, developers.
They got it.
Okay. Sorry, I couldn't resist. We found a problem that we could solve with developing something, and we developed an open source ticket reservation system. This is this is actually me promoting this system, and we are happy because we created something for the community and also for other conference organizers that can use this software to solve the problem with the open source way, without sharing data with big companies and so on.
Yeah, exactly. That's the main goal. You're able to host the system by yourself in this case. Okay, then it happened that we have been invited to DevOps in Belgium. Mario was part of the group, that he's also here, absolutely, because he was the lead of the program committee. And I think it's nice to see how it was the launch at DevOps.
Well, there were some people in Italy, I remember, who did the DevOps for Kids. And so they did the DevOps for Kids. They had 50 children. And they were like, wow, this is really great. And it was sold out, 50 children. Let's do a DevOps now. hold on. Moving from a DevOps for Kids with 50 children and then all of a sudden do a 3-day, 1,000 more conference, it's a big difference. Don't underestimate that. And they, no, we want to do DevOps. And I actually got these requests from different cities, like Istanbul was like the same one. Oh, we want to do a DevOps. Hold on, I mean, have you ever done this before? No, we've done a DevOps for Kids. How hard can it be? You just remove the kids.
There are obviously people who don't want to sleep either.
That's us.
Yeah, that was the launch provided by Stefan and Mark. I mean, they were great. You need to have a little bit of fun when you try to be part of this type of initiative. That was definitely true. We were underestimating the efforts, probably. We just understood it later on, but we were really convinced that we wanted to do that, and that's been the starting of everything. And it was great to be launched also at DevOps. Thank you, Stefan, for that. Absolutely.
Then we found a reliable group of people. Our program committee, actually there is one missing in this photo, but okay, we would like to thank these people. And we also involved the community in the organization. We did a series of meetings with the local JAGs, let's say, in our community. We also did a couple of Hacker Garden promoting our system, but also the conference.
Exactly. So another part of the game is for sure to learn from others. We are developers, not conference organizers yet, maybe. But so we went to Vienna, where the first Vox Days event have been organized, and we had the chance to learn from Gregor, from Stefan, meet speakers, contact them, follow nice and interesting presentations about pizzas. And that's part of the learning experience you have to do. Really learn. There is a lot of things that you have to know, and the details you have to grab from others so that you can organize something that works.
Take photos, take a look to the details, because the details really matters. Yeah. They make the difference.
Maybe this is also important to say, being part of the Voxed initiative helped us really a lot to start from a good point. And in fact, what we would like to say about that is that obviously, as any experience, there are positive points, negative or weaknesses. And about the positive, for sure, it was an amazing result to have, for the first edition, 300 attendees, mainly locals. So 55% were from Ticino, our region. That is a very small region. The biggest city is 60,000 people, so it's very small compared to London, example. And then we have 84% of Italian speakers. And that's why we also managed to convince the speakers to do 2/3 of the presentation in Italian, although some speakers would have preferred the English, because they could have been followed on parlays, then easier from a broader audience. But this has helped a lot the local people to understand better, to participate in the question and answer, and to really feel that the conference was organized for them. We really asked a lot of feedbacks in multiple ways, voting machines, forms on Google's, whatever we could, to collect the feedback from our attendees, because it was our first experience. We needed to learn. The biggest appreciation we got was the content. So absolutely thank you to the program committee and to Mario in choosing the speakers, reliable speakers. Almost all of them were present, and the content was great. So it was really appreciated by our audience. And it was such a success that we already know that all of our sponsors are interested in coming back in next year. We have not yet signed the contract, so but it's really something amazing for us. This is very important.
And then there was the weaknesses. and especially the social nightmare. You know, I'm still a developer, so I'm not a social guy, and we had to figure out a way to promote our event on social network, and this was, for me at least, a nightmare because I'm not very good with words, so. And then we had a problem with so we didn't get attention, the attention we expected from the traditional media coverage, from traditional media. The press, for example, didn't cover our event, but some online magazines did interviewed us, and but we expected more coverage on traditional media.
Yeah, this is something maybe that doesn't work because the broad audience are not so interested. This was their feedback.
And then we spent too much time, really too much time for producing, for choosing and producing the gadgets. Yeah, they are important, but we have to figure out a way to do it with less effort.
Yeah, definitely. That's so. Now we are thinking further to the 2016. So next year, what we are trying to do is to continue this experience. For sure, it was a great experience. So absolutely, we made a lot of friends because of that, and we want to continue that. We launched a new edition of Vox Days. It will be in Zurich. That is probably the biggest city in Switzerland, or for sure it's the biggest city in Switzerland, where a lot of IT companies are based. It will be held in a very nice cinema. We are inspiring from DevOps Belgium on that on the 3rd of March. And then we will again repeat the Ticino event on the 30th of April. They will be two different events. They will be both held in Switzerland, one in a very big city, the second one in a smaller area. And the first one, we tried to make it the Swiss international event for developers, and the second one will be the local recurring event
for the community.
So the Zurich event will be 100% in English, and the Ticino event will again be 2/3 in Italian and 1/3 in English, so that we don't each other, or both events.
So thank you for coming, and if you have any question.
Yeah. This was the volunteers and the group that helped us to organize the event. We want to thank them too. So. Thank you very much.
What did you mean with gadgets? Do you mean the merchandising?
Yeah.
So the question was, what did you mean with the gadget? Did you mean the merchandising? Yeah, I meant the choosing the gadget. So choosing the right gadget to include in the bag, for example, choosing the
Graphicals.
The graphics, and so it's more about yes, the merchandising in general. Yeah,
we found out this logo with the Swiss knife that represents us, and we give Swiss knife to the speakers as a small gift, stuff like that. It was great in part. I think it was very nice, the idea of Swiss knife, but we took a lot of time to take care of all the details, and maybe it's not really the most important thing in the first edition. This is the message we want to give. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, this is a good question. How to relate with sponsors. Sponsors are not willing to relate with single persons, so we build up our own company, and then we went to convince sponsors and let them sign with our company so that we could have an agreement.
That's great because it's the same two guys before now.
Yeah, legally it's much easier for a company. That's it.
So, thank you guys. We're out of time, so thank you very much for coming.